start with Venus tonight. So, LRQ, sexual wellness. Why is sexual wellness important for a woman?
To me, sexual wellness is important for us all. Specifically to a woman, it's important because you can engage with your partner, like I said previously, if you don't have a healthy sense of what sex is about, what you should be doing prior to, during, and after engagement. If you don't have knowledge of the person you're sleeping with, like, for example, a random pickup, all those things affect the sexual engagement, and all those different engagements affects your sexual health and wellness. I think for women who don't pay attention to their sexual partners and who they bring into their bed, it's detrimental, um, emotionally for sure, and can be physically. You know, you have to be mindful of who you're sleeping with. Um, Not from a scary, oh, I don't want to catch a disease, because yes, that's important. I mean, yes, you need to practice whatever safe sex means to you, but for us, and us is the African American community, energetically it's damaging, especially for the female, to engage in sexual activity and not pay attention to things like that.
So, with that being said, why is it important for black women, girls, women, or girls and women?
Not engaging in sexual activity once you are ready, and I'm not speaking to teenagers who, if they happen to be listening to this, y'all don't need to be engaging in any type of activity sexually until you can talk to someone, anyone who's willing to have the conversation, because sometimes it ain't your pastor, sometimes it ain't your mama, sometimes it ain't your grandmother, and hopefully you're not listening to one of your stupid girlfriends. We have to find people we can talk to at a younger age, so when we are old enough, women are not afraid to want to feel good. They're not afraid to be able to enjoy an orgasm. They're not afraid to open their mouths to their partner and express what feels good to them or what doesn't feel good to them, what makes them reach orgasm, what makes them comfortable or uncomfortable. Health wise, not having sex for years and years is not healthy. That inactivity is not healthy for a woman's body. You need that release, which is a whole nother video. You need the
The release or orgasm?
you need the release. Orgasms are gonna come, but you need the release, which is, like I said, the other PSA, release versus orgasm, is two totally different things. One is a physical, yeah, that was delicious. delicious feeling, and one is very mental and emotional. So it's a different thing. And I know from experience and from my own experience, which I'm not ashamed to say, I was not experiencing release for many years, and I was having good sex. Some of it was lame, some of it was just plain not so good. But I was having good sex, but I was not having a release. And all that gets pent up inside you, and then women are at the doctors constantly with, oh, I've got these infections, and oh, I have this discharge, and oh, my ovaries, and oh, my uterus, and oh, I've got fibroids. I mean, all these different ailments. If you're not sexually active and you're not healthy when doing so, it causes problems.
Well, you brought up two things. Number one, when you talked about the teenagers, it sounds like you were promoting abstinence.
I am never going to promote abstinence because that is not believable. Children are engaging in sex way too young. And too young meaning they don't know what they're doing. So you're not getting any enjoyment out of it because you don't know what you're doing. You're watching porn, you're sneaking into your daddy's porn magazines, you're checking out your mama's lesbo videos, and you think you know what you're doing, and you don't. Yeah, we all had those experimental phases, but it was a different thing back then. Now it was just like this blind leading the blind, and by the time they're, in my opinion, of age, which is if you have to, 17, 18, 19, all right, if you're gonna, you're gonna. 13, 12, 11, I mean, I've seen 11-year-olds that are pregnant, which makes no sense to me. I've seen 12-year-olds that are pregnant. I've seen girls in my daughter's high school that are pregnant. What are you doing having sex when you have no clue of what you're engaging in?
Well, we know for a fact that one half of that equation is the lack of true and practical education, especially from a cultural standpoint in our community.
Right.
The other side of that is the link between sexual activity and health, or sexual wellness, sexual health and wellness. Uh, you mentioned some pathological borderline behaviors, and we know our community has a pervasive amount of serious pathological behaviors that are passed down and continue. Children mimic, like we all mimic what we see. If we
Exactly.
know how our brain works, then we would understand a few things going on. So, with all of those things I just threw out there, where's the health tie in and wellness tie in to the things you mentioned about the children up into the adults, and what sexual wellness is about when it comes to that?
Well, if it doesn't start at a younger age, which is what the teenagers need, then by the time you are of age and you're going into young adulthood or womanhood, there's a lifelong issue that wasn't dealt with. So you are starting off with a detriment because you never had anybody talk to you properly or teach you properly or explain. And once you get older, if you decide and sit down on your own and think, okay, this isn't really working for me. I'm not sexually satisfied. I don't feel I'm enjoying sex, or when I'm having sex, it's painful sex, or I'm only having sex because my husband or my partner or my lover or my boyfriend wants to. That just puts a negativity attached to it that really takes a lot of self-work to get rid of. And sometimes we get lazy, you know, women, we get lazy, we get tired, we're raising children now, we have households to run, we're working these long jobs and doing all this crazy stuff at work, and you just are really too exhausted to focus on into it. It doesn't become a priority.
Do you think there is a large amount of women who don't, well, people in general, but we're talking about women who don't realize that there's more than one or two purposes for sexual engagement? Meaning, you have two factions. One that is only for procreation and that's it,
Right?
and then one that is pleasure, and if I happen to get pregnant, so what? Uh, how does that come into play?
Well, I think those are what the majority of us think about when you say, you know, what did you, if you ask that question, you know, man about town, which is a microphone, and you're asking these women, what is sex for? You're going to get a majority that say, sex is when I want to get off. Or you're going to have a majority that say, sex is when I want to get pregnant. You may hear 2 in 10 on a good day say, well, sex is what keeps me healthy. Nobody's going to really think to answer the question that way, which is, you know, sad, but if you don't know, you don't know. And a lot of people don't know.
So you're saying that sex is for procreation, sex is for pleasure, and sex is for health reasons, bonding and health reasons. I put those together. You could separate them if you want, but they're really uniquely tied. So I always put them together.
Right. Yeah, I would say so. Those are three of the categories, and the health part being the most overlooked.
So too much or none at all is bad. Which is it?
Well, too much of anything is bad. Not enough is bad. So you need to work on your happy medium.
Anything else about sexual health and wellness for women?
No, I think that's a good start.
Okay.